What's good, invisible people? My name is Chaos, and I am back with another video on Apex Legends. You guys seem to enjoy the videos I make on Apex, whether that be the tierings of characters or if that's map madness. So we got Season 3 coming out for you guys, so here it is. We're going to start with the new game mode, Shadowfall, and ranking each of the legends in that tier. As you guys may know, there is a new legend this season, which is named Crypto, and that is a big changer in the games. So let's get into this tier list. Let's see where they all rank, including Crypto, on this tier list, and who is going to be your best in Shadowfall. And just a reminder for you guys, this tier list is just my personal opinion. It has nothing to do with how well I like or dislike. Like, it's not scientifically proven that these are the best characters for this. It's just basically what I think based on what I've seen in the game, based on my own playing of the game. If you guys like a certain character that I don't have very high on the list, that does not mean they're the worst character and you should never play as them again because you're wasting your time. It just means that you enjoy a different character than I do, and that's your opinion versus my opinion. And if you want to let me know how you feel about that in the comments section down below, we can hash it out down there. That's fine by me. Just, try to be respectful. And let's get into this video. So first and foremost, we got the D tier, and we're going to move up to the S tier. So D tier is going to be the worst, moving up to S, which is the best. I have at least one legend in every tier, so let's get started with the D tier and the worst legend for Shadowfall, which is Mirage. Now, Mirage is probably the worst legend overall, in my opinion, anyway. It's not that I don't like the guy, it's not that I have anything against the guy, it's just that his abilities and his character himself is not the best to deal with a lot of the situations. His ability to send a copy of himself forward doesn't really help you out much in this game, except for maybe deterring an eventual Shadowfall coming at you, which I believe they call the Revenants in this. So to stop a Revenant from coming at you, maybe you use that and they'll go attack that and you don't see you. Could be a strategy to get on the ship. Also could be the ults, which is a bunch of them. Mirages just pop up and you can sneak away for about like 5 to 10 seconds and maybe get on the ship that way. So, I mean, it does have its usage. It's just that I don't think Mirage is really the best suited to take on this. Mirage doesn't have any speed boosting. It doesn't have any defensive capabilities whatsoever. It's really just your character where you have to really just hope you don't find anybody and you make it to the final ring and are able to use your ultimate or your tactical ability to get onto the ship. Next up, we got the C tier, and we got a few legends in this tier, starting off with Bloodhound. Now, Bloodhound actually is kind of useful in this. You can hear tracking, you can see where enemies go, which is really helpful in getting rid of your opponents. However, it is not the best when it comes to dealing with the Revenant. There's not much this thing can do. It doesn't really help you out that much, although the ultimate ability for Bloodhound gives it just a little bit more of an edge than Mirage, because the ultimate ability allows Bloodhound to move faster for a short period of time. So as long as you are in Beast of the Hunt, Bloodhound can move a little bit faster, and that also could be a way for you to get onto the ship that some other characters don't have the ability to do it. Next up is Crypto himself, the new guy. So Crypto is a really interesting case in this game. Crypto is more of a defensive character and a utility character, not someone who's going to be up into the fray. This game is very up close and personal. It's also very tactical and hidden if you can play it right. I like Crypto in this spot because you can put your drone over the final location. If you are there, you can see where all the Revenants are. You can find a best way to get to the ship and get out of there. However, that being said, Crypto again doesn't have any abilities that help it boost speed or anything like that, so it's really not a super useful character to get you to that final ship and get out of the game. And last but not least, in C tier is Gibraltar, who joins this tier. A very defensive character. However, defense is not the most important thing in this game, in my opinion, so that's why Gibraltar is lower. You can sit and use Gibraltar as a tanky wall, but really Gibraltar only works against man-on-man fights that you're going to be shooting at each other. If you have to deal with the Revenants, Gibraltar really has nothing for them. So Gibraltar is useful early game if you want to just like camp at the final location. If you have that ability, if you can just sit there, but also there's probably little chance you're going to get to that final zone as Gibraltar without using any abilities. So it's really, really useful in the combat mode, but when it's you versus the Revenant, you're not really going to get anywhere with Gibraltar. Next up is the middle tier, which is B tier, and we got Bangalore and Lifeline. So Bangalore is actually really interesting in this. You can use the ultimate, same with Gibraltar, you can use this ultimate in the final zone as a way to get to the ship. That is the only real perk to that. Also, when you're being shot at, I don't know if this works. I have not yet to test this, but I wish I did. If you can get shot at by a teammate, which is one of the last 10 legends, you can maybe move this faster. I don't know how that's going to work, but Bangalore's just kind of okay. It's not going to be a great character to choose. It's not going to be the worst character to choose. It's just kind of there. And Lifeline also falls in this category as well. Lifeline is very, very cool as a utility character in this game, because if you do take damage, which the Revenant do a lot of damage, I believe it's 110 damage to you, something like that, you can use the drone to heal up. So you can, if you have to wait around, it is a character you can use in situations if you have to be stuck camping somewhere while you're trying to wait for the dropship to come back in so it can get you. It can be a very useful character in that sense. However, that is really the only thing it does. The care package is also useful to get guns and things like that, but honestly, you're probably not going to want a Mastiff or a Kraber in this game. I mean, if you got like really good shots with a Kraber, maybe, but you probably don't want those guns. You probably want something more automatic, like maybe a Spitfire or something along those lines, as a way to deal with the Revenants, which are going to be coming at you very weak, as well as an interesting way to deal with opponents early on in the game. Moving up, we got the good A tier here, and that is going to include Caustic, Watson, and Wraith. The Caustic actually has a really fun character design in this game. As one of the toxic trappers, it can sit in an area, put up traps, and literally if you get this thing in bunker, you can hide in a room, and literally the Revenants can't get to you because they're going to hit a trap, and they're going to die to the trap. So you can do that. However, that being said, it has the really hard time getting to the ship. It can be done. You can use the Nox gas to try to poison them down along with some of the gas traps, but you're pretty much going to want to have some grenades, have some options to mow things down as you're making your run to the ship. Although this is a very defensive character, and you can play the long game with Caustic. Same goes with Watson, actually. You can play the long game with Watson too. Same setup. You put the trap up, they're going to run through it, you hit them, and they're dead. Pretty much that's how it's going to work. But also you have a problem getting to the final ship. I'd say a little bit more than Caustic. You really don't have a way to do much else, although you do have the ability to regenerate your shield, and that is very useful when you have to have a blue shield or above, which again get kind of scarce in this game until you get to the later parts of the game. But if you can have that shield generate up and just camp somebody somewhere, you're going to be fine, and you're just going to have to try to make a mad dash to that ship to get out. And last but not least is Wraith in this tier. Wraith's an interesting case. It's not really a super good legend, but it's also not bad at all. Wraith is actually really good with its tactical abilities. It's good for both the regular fighting, which is the gun fighting, and it's also good for the one-on-ones with the Revenants, because you can have that ability to get out of somewhere. However, when you try to use the Rift, not like the Rift portal, but like just the Rift to get out of a situation, you cannot move faster than the Revenants do, so they're going to be able to catch up to you and hit you as soon as you get out of that. So you just got to be wary of that. And I mean, you could use the Rift portal as a way to get to the ship. Like maybe you have an Octane go in front of you, they throw a jump pad, you hit the jump pad, put the portal there, they're going to hit the portal as soon as they hit that, and it puts them right on the ship. That could be a really cool way to play as a team player. It also could be a really interesting way just to, you know, maneuver around this game between two spots if you just have to deal with a bunch of Revenants, and it gets you out of a situation. So maybe you're in a building and you're surrounded by Revenants. You can get into that portal that you've already placed, take you outside of the building to another part of the map, and then you can just destroy them as they come through the portal. Maybe throw a thermite grenade or just mow them down as they get through the portal. So interesting defensive utility with this character, as well as some offensive pressure and abilities to get out of certain situations. So overall, really good character for this tier. And last but not least, we have the S tier, the best tier, and we have Octane and Pathfinder in this tier. So let's start off with Octane. Octane is actually my favorite and my pick. If you want to ask me what legend I use in this, I use Octane. And that is primarily just because of the speed. Octane has the ability to use stem and boost its speed to allow you to get along faster. Octane also can use a jump pad, so you can throw a jump pad down, hit that boost, and hit that jump pad in the right angle that you shoot over all the Revenant and you land on the ship, so it's not an issue. So that's a really good use of this character. The only thing is you have to survive long enough. And also, with this boost, you are able to outrun the Revenants a little bit. You just got to be wary that you're going to lose health as you do that, and they're probably going to catch up to you at some point. But it is a way to get out of a situation if that is need be. Also, you get regenerated HP over time, so if you don't have any medkits or anything like that, you still are able to live a little bit longer as long as you have some way to boost your shields. So it just depends on if you want to prioritize the shield or if you want to focus on just having full health regardless. And then you have Pathfinder, who also is a really good tactical character to get into the final zone. If you get to a high point, yes, the Revenant can climb the entire thing, climb all the way up an object if they want to without stopping. That is an option. But you do have the zipline capability to zipline yourself and your rivals and allies to the final ship when it comes. So that could be useful in that situation. You also have a grapple of yourself, so you can use that grapple to grab onto the ship or something close by and fling yourself into there without probably having to deal with any of the Revenants. So two really good ways to approach the final ship. And as you guys notice within this tier, I'm focusing more on getting to the ship at the end than I am with the gunfight and the abilities at the beginning. And that is primarily because the harder part of the game is actually getting to that ship. It'll be 10, be potentially, I think, 25 or 20 or 15, something like that. Fight to get to the end. Your teammates, you have no comms between you. You have no markings. You can't do anything really with anyone. You are by yourself, basically. So it's you versus the world pretty much in this entire game. And, you know, having characters that are going to be able to get you out of situations and able to make you move faster and give you that advantage over your opponents are going to be more beneficial than characters who are going to be able to just, you know, kind of sit a little bit and have to wait on certain things to happen for them to work. So with that being said, I definitely give my nod to Octane and Pathfinder as the two best legends for this gameplay mode. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below if you guys have an opinion on this. Also, I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you watched all the way through, make sure you hit that like button down below and hit that subscribe button so that way you don't miss any of the content from me or any of our other creators here at Invisible Corporations. Make sure you check out the description for links to all of our channels as well as all my other socials that you might want to check out. But as for me, that's all I got for you. So until next time, my name is Chaos, and I'm signing off. Stay safe, and as always, burn it up.